Good day, everyone. I always hate saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because I don't know what time you're actually watching this. What's going on? I'm Baggio, local real estate expert and realtor here in the Phoenix metro area. Are you currently living in the Midwest region and you're kind of dreading that summer is going to be over soon? Probably want to keep some warm weather in your life, a little more sunshine. Hey, maybe you're in a great spot and you can have a second home and have the best of both worlds.
Wave world, party time, excellent.
Whatever the case may be, you're here because you might be considering moving from the Midwest down here to Phoenix, Arizona. Which that's important too, because I'm here in the Phoenix metro area. I do want to say Arizona as a whole has a wider range of different living environments. So today we're going to focus on Phoenix and the surrounding metropolitan area and the differences between here and maybe the Midwest region that you're currently sitting in or you're considering moving out. And before we dive in, like I said, so there's Tucson, there's Flagstaff, there's a lot of other mountain and lake areas here in Arizona. If you have questions about those specific regions, I can always point you in the right direction to a subject matter expert of that area. That being said, let's go into the 3 key points that you should keep in mind if you're moving from anywhere in the Midwest region down here to Phoenix. Number 1, let's just get the obvious out of the way, and that's the weather. Look, we have so many transplants that come here to Arizona from the northern regions, from even the East Coast to West Coast, myself included. I moved from Washington State because we are over the cold weather, the rain, the snow, the flurries, the lack of sunshine, all of it. A lot of people say, and I agree, it's a lot easier to deal with the heat than the cold weather issues, I guess. Because yes, here it is the exact opposite. It's a desert. We're honestly coming up on the end of the brutal part of our streak, and that's the summer months. June, July, August. I mean, you're talking hot, hot, hot.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Oh, Lord.
Yes, it's a dry heat, like everyone's saying. But when you're saying we're going almost 3 months straight of 100 degrees up every single day, and then at night it cools down to a nice 85, 90. Yeah, it gets a little dreadful for those times. But here's 2 reasons why we look at it a little different. Number 1, it's a short-term sacrifice for that long-term gain type deal for the rest of the year. You're looking at about 25%, a quarter, 3 months-ish of this hot weather for 8 to 9 months of good, great, awesome weather. Yeah, good, great, cool. And like I said before, really you got to just consider some small things when you're, of course it's dangerous outside, but so is the cold, right? I mean, you don't have to consider a lot of crazy stuff to wear, and you basically have to stay in the shade and stay in air conditioning. So some people say they'd rather bundle up. A lot of us say we'd rather just deal with some of this heat for a bit and get on with our lives after. And you might be, if you can get that second home, you might be considered what we call a snowbird down here. Just like birds flock south for the winter. That's exactly kind of where that comes from, is you are up north during the nice summer months, and then you come down here for the warmer climate during the winter time. Around September, October, that's when they say roughly 1 million more people are in the valley here in Phoenix, Arizona, just with all the people that come from out of state back down here. So if you're considering doing that same thing, you're not the first one, you're not crazy. Big reason number 2, and that is the scenery and outdoor activities. Now, one giant change that people from the Midwest want when they're coming down here to Phoenix is the constant sunshine. There's not too many areas where you can get 300 plus days of sunshine, coupled with the amazing assortment of activities and some good affordability, which we'll get that to next. But yes, we have some amazing sunrises, sunsets, dry temperatures, dry climates that we enjoy for the other 3 seasons out of the year. On top of that, you're surrounded by some amazing mountain views in the valley. That is why Phoenix, Arizona and its area is nicknamed the Valley of the Sun. Who would have thought, right? Sunshine, mountains, valley, creative, cool. With that, you have mountains, right? And within 2 hours, you are in driving distance of a lot cooler, physically cooler climates. Sedona, Flagstaff, Pinetop, Williams, those are just some key great towns that are up in the northern areas of the mountains and higher elevation that offer cooler climates, more trees, more green, more lakes, snow. All that is just within 2 hours. There's a lot of folks down here that go up there for, Airbnb weekends. They have cabins of their own. They just go up for day trips. And it's just a whole nother feel that you get just from, that short drive up away from the city here. And even closer, you have lake days, you know, you have constant trails, a lot of things that people still do locally here as well. The communities around here are also just built for the outdoors. You can't go far without running into a golf course, a sports complex, or a park. People live outdoors here and stay active as much as they can. Something that especially retirees consider when they want to function without issue outdoors when they're moving here. And a third key point to keep in mind if you're considering this move down here to Arizona from the Midwest is affordability and growth. Now, depending on where you're coming from, affordability, it might be a, you know, a difficult question on what's more affordable, what's not. Probably pretty similar. I know regions like the Chicago region, a lot of people do move here because it is still cheaper than living back in Chicago. But over the last 5 to 10 years, Phoenix has been booming. I say it a lot in my previous videos, so if you've seen more videos like this, I consistently say it because it's consistently true. Businesses are continuing to climb over. I like to say to a lot of people that with the big transplant community here, you're kind of just getting the best of every region in the country. So for instance, like for the Midwest, food and shopping, you know, businesses have also expanded and brought branches down here. Some like Shields, Culver's, Portillo's, those are just some examples. So for instance, you know, I was in the military, I bounced around to certain areas. Last was in Washington State. So I saw a good amount of different states and regions and metropolitan areas. There are not a lot of cities like Phoenix where there are so many different types of businesses from different parts of the US just in one city. It doesn't happen that often. Like in Washington, I did not see this many just different types of food options, just different types of, you know, just food and shopping options that just, I was like, here you're just like, where's that from? What's that from? It just all looks different, right? And like I said, with it booming, if you're still in the working and, you know, the growing years, right? Basically before retirement, like me here, opportunity awaits here. There's lots of job opportunities. If you have more questions about that too, please reach out to me. I can try to, you know, point you in the right direction depending on what industry you're looking at. With the growth, housing has continued to spread outward as well. More and more options are becoming available. Phoenix is, you know, generally flat. It's a valley, and so you have space to just go out versus up like some other metropolitan areas. Crazy enough, you can still get some great new build options in the high 300s to the 500s in different parts of the city. Now, it may not be exactly as cheap as it once was, but unfortunately what is, with reasonable property and income tax, as well as tax breaks for retirement and social security, it's no wonder why people want to retire here too. And for those second home people as well, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, a lot of the surrounding areas here are hotspots for people that just want to take weekend trips and whatnot. There's so many activities and events here. Like the Airbnb short-term rental market is still a great option for folks that want to try to do that if they're not living here full-time. Again, reach out. We have to get into specifics on what you're looking for, on timelines, on things like that. Of course, city and area. That's why I'm here. That's why I can try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Thank y'all for stopping by. I hope this information was helpful in some form or fashion. If you go to my website, BaggioSellsAZ.com, you'll see some great home buying, relocation, selling tips. You can log in, you can sign up for a home search in that spot as well. Check out my Instagram, Facebook for more day-to-day activities and day-to-day updates on the area down here. If you have any question regarding moving, buying, selling, especially out of state, look, I've been there. You know where to find me. Reach out to me. Here's my number. Change is never easy, but that is why I'm here to try to ease it for y'all. So live purposely. Thanks for stopping by, and see y'all soon.